Sassa status check, Euro 2020, Shona, Ferguson, Jacob Zuma, Mpura and Ace Magashule topped the Google South Africa's 2021 year in search. The search compiles the moments, people, topics, events and places that captured the world's attention this year. To tell us more, we're now joined on Skype by Dorothy Ooko, who is the Head of Communications and Public Affairs for Africa at Google. A very good morning to you, Dorothy. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Simpudo. Thank you for having me.
It's a great pleasure. It's good to have you on the show this morning, Dorothy. Now, what's Google South Africa's 2021 year in search and what does it entail?
Well, the year in search is a collection of, it's what all South Africans were coming to look at over the year and what we consider trending searches which had the greatest volume. And what we saw South Africans coming to ask Google were things to do with, as you can imagine, the pandemic, the SSA check, how do I get this? The people who died, Shona, Ferguson, people wanted to know this. People wanted to know what is gender-based violence, you know? So people were coming to Google to search for things that they were reading in the news and things that were concerning them in the year.
How is the search conducted, though? I mean, what does the whole process entail?
So what happens is it's a group. When we talk about trending searches, there are searches that have topped the previous year searches. So it's the queries that people type on Google search, and then the volume of it all is added up without sort of knowing the IP or whoever is talking. It's just the volume of all of it, and then it's ranked into from the highest to the lowest. And we take the top 10 for each country so that we can show these are the trending in terms of significant volume that they have.
Now, take us through the trending general searches in South Africa and what it consists of.
Right. So the SSA, you started with that one. The first one was the SSA status check, Euro 20. And football, let's say sport is a big one. We know that in South Africa, people love sport. So Euro 20 was there. The Premier League, no doubt. Anything, and this is a recurring theme. Every year we'll see Premier League searches. And then Shona, Ferguson topped in terms of the top trending general searches. We had PSL again, sports, football coming in. Pakistan versus South Africa was a match that everyone was also on Google searching for, checking the results. Election results were a big one. People wanted to find out what were the election results, you know. Yes. And then Killer Cow also was one of the top general search trenders, DMX, and of course Wimbledon.
Right. Now, Dorothy, what trends and subjects do South Africans generally gravitate towards in their searches? Right.
So sports is one of them. And I think politics, people are really interested in what's happening in politics, whether it's something that has happened, like, for instance, state of emergency.
Yes.
Even it was declared in South Africa, people didn't know what it was, and so people came to ask Google, what is state of emergency? You know, some people had never been through state of emergency. You can imagine the age of people who haven't been through state of emergency. And they wanted to know, what does this mean? During COVID, we also talked about gender-based violence a lot. People came and asked Google, what is gender-based violence? What does it entail? So there's also curiosity about understanding what does this mean? But there's also the global phenomenon like Squid Game. People wanted to know what is Squid Game. And not only in South Africa, but this one trended the whole world over. Everyone wanted to know what is Squid Game. So there's general, local, what is happening in South Africa, what is close to me, but also there's the global, what is happening in the globe and what does this mean? And also the one question that intrigued us was, what is happening in South Africa? Everyone wanted to know, this seems to be a recurring theme, what is happening in South Africa? So whether it was to do with elections or COVID or what had happened with former President Zuma, people wanted to know what is happening in South Africa. Yeah.
Now, Dorothy, what are the two main categories of searches?
Well, So we wouldn't say, so we try and have as many lists as we can, because the list can be divided into many. So the general trending searches are the top 10 that come when you have the whole compilation of all the searches that were trended. And then we break them down to trending losses. So when you look at losses, then we'd look at, you'd see Shona Ferguson trended, Killer Cow, people who had lost their lives and people we loved. But then there's also the what is. We also want to see, like, what are the queries that people start typing what is, because that sort of informs you on the curiosity on what are the things that people want. How to is also an important query for us, how to do something. And we saw that people wanted to find out how to apply for whatever it was available, how to apply for the Rand 350 online. Right. That was people wanted to know, how do I apply this during this time? How do I register for the vaccine? So the how to are also quite critical in informing you about what is important to people. So the how to, the what is, the trending losses or trending personalities are also quite important. Trending sport, trending movies, or the TV shows that people love. And so Squid Game, Bridgerton, what are people watching, and what are the things that really, and we saw that these are on the global trend. So Squid Game, Bridgerton, Red Notice, Black Widow, these are things that people wanted to watch, and people came to Google to search for them or search information for them. But I think that as a whole, that the search trends are something that policymakers can use, or anyone who's in business, because it informs you about what are people searching for and how can you be able to meet that need if you're looking for it. So if you know how to register for the Rand 350, then you know that people are interested in this, that many people want to know how to apply, how to register for the vaccine, how can these vaccine centers be available and easily advertise so that people know where to register for vaccine. So I think it also helps in giving the population the information they need and how they can get it easily.
You're quite right, Dorothy, when you say that the policymakers and authorities will need to use this data, to get to know what really interests their people and what really concerns them the most. So who was the top trending South African personality of the last 12 months?
Can I ask you to guess? Who do you want to guess? Jacob Zuma.
Jacob Zuma. I was just about to make that wild guess.
I would have bought you lunch. Jacob Zuma was the one trending. And it's also, I think, because we did not want to put the trending personalities with the trending losses. And so if we looked, I think, on in terms of trending general, one can say that the late Shona Ferguson was probably the top personality that was searched for in South Africa.
Okay. And
in terms of volume, yeah.
Would you say coronavirus or Omicron made it to the top searches?
Coronavirus still remained top of the top searches. Omicron didn't get to the top, but I think that everything to do with corona was. So if you look at the, how do you check for corona? What does it look like? Yes. So corona still remains, anything to do with coronavirus still remains one of the top searched, trending searched questions, whether it was how to register for the vaccine, where to get the vaccine, and even I think there's a question, what is ivermectin? Because people wanted to know, does this really help cure? We've had rumors about it. Does this really work? So even the rumors that people had about this can cure, people went and found out, asked Google, what is this? And to see, can it really cure that?
Dorothy, this is such a useful tool, man, I must say. And thank God for creating Google. All right, Dorothy, lovely chatting to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Mpura. Thank you.
Good.